All right, so I'm nearly done here with the little miniature makeover here on the flatbed with the lift, the 37s. Oh, I did get the underbed toolboxes mounted to it too. Those are handy and nice, and it filled the ugly hole head there. So she's looking pretty sharp for just an old beater. That's what it is. There's one more piece of the puzzle missing. Engineered vintage goat bumper. All right, so here's the bumper. Showed up in 3 boxes. One big, one medium, one small. All sorts of goodies in here. I think I kind of know what this one is. I think this is the shackles, the shackle brackets themselves. The opposite set of those. Old flatbed's getting the full meal deal. Some proper recovery points here. All right. Engineered vintage classic. First product. 67 to 72 shackle brackets. Cool. This flatbed has had square body tow hooks on it. They've been an absolute thorn in my side since the day I got it. So it'd be cool to get something that's actually, well, easy for me to look at. And okay, so bolts for those too. And well, just more useful. Ben said he was going to surprise me with the, oh, thanks, Ben. Look at that. Another sticker for the collection. He was going to surprise me with my, oh, cool. With the shackles themselves. Those are cool. Those look good. All right. Okay, let's move on to the other boxes here. Sorry if this is kind of all over the place and trying to unbox and film it with one hand. Guessing this is probably the centerpiece of the bumper. What's cool about Ben's goat bumper is it ships easy. Bolts all together. As you guys can see, Ben does a good job of packing all his stuff. Turn signal buckets that puts them, used to be on the chrome bumper, below the grill, up on top of the goat bumper, where it's, properly displayed and still in use. This is cool. That's cool. Look forward to reading these. I'm just gonna kind of unpack some of this stuff and start reading again because Ben did such a good job wrapping. You guys are gonna see me just digging through paper here for a long bit. All right, well that took me a minute. Quite a lot of stuff here to put an old winch on my old rusty flatbed. Pretty cool. I opted for the triangulation kit. I know this has been my first time installing one of these. I don't know if I'd mentioned that yet, but I opted for the triangulation kit, which I believe is these and these. That goes back and ties and uses the part of the behind winch. Excuse me. Goes back and uses part of the behind bumper winch mount brackets. They go and kind of tie into these up in front of the truck. So I wanted this to be as stout as possible because that old grill gets worked hard, and yeah, I mean, why not? You're there. So these are the frame brackets. I know that. So looking forward to getting this put on the old truck. Super cool. This is some nice stuff. Looks great. I was talking with Ben about color. Wasn't sure if I wanted to do white, black, and he suggested this hammer tone gray. And I was like, you know what? That actually is cool. I think this one looks sweet on there. So kind of like a silver of a chrome bumper kind of is. It kind of has a little bit of a color to it. So Eric Simmons has a silver one on his. I like the color of that. So I think this looked good on the flatbed. But yeah, anyways, I had to unbox it. And now it's time to put on the truck. So I'm gonna pull out the instructions here. I'm gonna read the instructions on this. Like, I gotta read the instructions because I have an idea of how it goes, but not exactly how it goes. But we'll show you guys every step of the way here. Install this winch bumper here on the truck. So we're gonna start, of course, with removing the original front bumper, getting it out of the way, making room for this winch bumper to go on the truck. All right, front bumper's off. Got Jesse's help. He's here today, helping out with the winch bumper install. And we've got an issue. I already knew this was gonna be an issue, but this thing, it's got some square body tow hooks on it, and these are in the wrong spot. And I say that, when I say that, what I mean is these two holes are not in the factory correct tow hook 69 to 72 toe hook holes. That would be something more of the lines of about right there, not right here. So we got some holes to weld up and some holes to drill.
At least they're doing it while we're trying to film.
Yeah, no big deal. Thanks, Connor. So we got the front bumper off, got these toe hooks out of the way. We're gonna get some of this, well, winch bumper bracket stuff up there and use it as a template to drill the factory correct holes. And then we'll kind of mark those out and come back and fill these incorrect holes here and here in. And then, yeah, we'll be rocking and rolling and putting this bumper together. Well, here's a good showing of it right behind me. This Adams Blazer frame here, factory 72 truck, pre-drilled for toe hook holes. Those are the correct holes, correct spacing, as you guys can see. So we're gonna be drilling these holes because they're kind of like that. That's gonna be more where we're at. So this bottom one might be kind of in the area. We may be able to kind of enlarge this one as long as we're not having a big old bobbled out hole. It's kind of mostly correct, but I have a feeling we're blowing both of them up and re-drilling both right about there. That's the beauty of Ben's kits. This behind bumper winch mount and this goat bumper is they go to factory, holes in the frame, which is, well, that's sweet because it's a bolt together kit. Unless, of course, your truck's like mine here and has had some rinky dink stuff, bolted onto it over the years. So you may have a little bit of playing around, filling in some old wrong holes to drill the right ones, but really in the grand scheme of things, it's not too big of a deal. All right, we got the correct holes drilled, the wrong holes filled. The old one was kind of in the right spot, kind of right there, and the other wrong one was way out of the way out there. So we made a little template, put up in place, marked the holes, drilled them, welded up the old ones, and yeah. So now this thing has factory 69 to 72 toe hook holes in it, which is again what Ben's kit goes and bolts right up to. So now at this point, we're ready to install the bumper. All right, so we got the shackle brackets, the inner braces, and the main bumper brackets on. So here is the lower plate. Pretty sweet.
I have that backwards. I think it goes like that.
Oh yes, I believe you're right, yes. All right, it's starting to look like something here. We're getting it put together. Jesse's got the other side piece here we're installing. We're just putting all the bolts in, getting them started. We'll go back over as we get it all mocked up and sitting straight and tighten everything down. Start looking like a winch bumper. I think is what it's kind of starting to look like.
It is.
Yeah, it's cool.
I dig it.
I dig it too. Yeah, once it's tight, it'll suck into place up there like that. Sweet. All right, now that looks like a winch bumper. It's coming together. So I'm putting an 8274 on this truck. And these little brackets here are the 8274 only triangulation kit that Ben provides for this truck. So these little brackets won't work with the newer style winch because those winches are too wide. And these kind of fit and hug right around 8274 and tie this to this. And then again, the triangulation kit I sprung for goes and ties to these inner braces in here and, back to the bumper itself. So lots of bracing going on here. This is tied to that, that's tied to this. This is sandwiched here, and well, it all ends up to being, well, beef. The factory brackets. So yeah, these run to the bumper now instead of running back by the spring hanger, and they tie out the side of the bumper here. So this isn't just all loosey-goosey hanging out there. It's got a factory, bracket that's holding it strong, stiff, and in place. So, cool. Looking pretty good. We're gonna tighten out some bolts here and start putting the top plates on. All right, there it is. Goat bumper mounted on the flatbed. Looks sweet. These are the turn signal buckets to bring turn signals back up on top of the bumper as they would have been in the factory chrome bumper, 171, 72. Brings it up here. So I got to drill and mount these. The spacing here is to allow for proper space from 8274 and not have to cut out your grill. So that's why it's spaced out from the truck a little bit. The classic combo, the old winch bumper 8274 and an old Chevy. Or an old Ford, right, Jesse? Yeah, whatever it be. Even probably the Dodge guys like this too. Pretty cool. Pushed it outside for a better look. It looks sweet. This old ugly duckling got a little bit of a facelift. Proper recovery points now. All super tough and all tied into the frame. No more lame square body hooks on this old beater. Chelsea stopped by and dropped off a pizza for dinner and made a great point that it is too nice for the truck. And I'd have to agree with her. She's kind of right, but that's okay. Sometimes that's how it goes playing trucks. Sometimes you put a nice set of wheels on a $1,500 truck. Sometimes you put a really nice bumper on a $1,500 truck. And it just works. It just is how it goes sometimes. I'm gonna get that winch and yeah, get this 8274, put in this old beater. Actually looks taller now. It's got a higher clearance bumper. Showing off that big hub 44 and the old axle truss. It's cool guy stuff. This is sweet. All right, got the winch bumper install all wrapped up. Pretty stoked with how it turned out. So, mounted the turn signal buckets on the bumper, and you know, is kind of allows to put them wherever. I decided to put them more inboard. And I also hung my license plate bracket there. Decided to mount it up high. Played around with a few different options. That's what ended up that I like the most. So now I'm stoked with the way it looks. It fits this old beater perfectly. Gives it more character, if that's the thing it even needed. Yeah, it was super cool. I've always wanted one for this truck, and stoked to have this goat bumper on here. Bed makes a killer product. The install was super easy. Yeah, this is just, it's a cool addition to put on one of these old trucks. If you want to have a winch in the front of your truck and put it out front and proud and on display, well, this is the best way to do it. Now he makes, you guys check out his website, they're even, man, they are just a jewel. Polished stainless ones. They're more expensive, but man, they're cool. And I don't think the old flatbed here was worthy. So the gray hammered powder coating, well, it's a little more fitting to this truck. So pretty cool. If I had one all done up to the nines and was gonna put a go bumper on it, it'd definitely be getting a stainless one. They are sweet. I do want to, oh, the 8274. Yeah, so I've got that in there since the last video. I've been kind of playing around with a few things here. I do not have the winch wired up yet. I'm waiting on a wiring kit and a new controller because this one was all chewed up. And so I've got a few parts coming in for the winch to get it actually wired up and working. But this winch works. I know it works, and it's in good shape. It's been sitting in the back of the garage for, oh man, years. So pretty stoked about that. Get it on there. That is the winch to put, well, on a winch bumper on the front of these trucks. And the offset with Ben's, his bumper allows you to put any winch, of course. This is the most fitting and best looking to put in one of these, but it's not really, actually, really isn't the most fitting because they're huge, they're tall, they're offset, they're goofy, but it's just cool. It's what your eye is trained to see when you see an old truck with a winch bumper on it. That's the winch it's supposed to have on it. But Ben's winch bumper allows for, you know, all other kinds of winches. This little, you know, triangulation kit here, this is A274 only. Goes to these bolts and goes and runs back and everything. There is this open area over here, and I'm gonna box this in with just some simple, you know, metal, some plate, or even just sheet metal. I wanna build a little chain box right here to have, you know, a chain easily accessible, maybe a snatch block or something like that, kind of stuffed away in here. And so I kind of have a little toolbox area with this open space. So I'm gonna make that. And that's kind of the last thing I want to do here. And obviously get the winch wired up and get it all working and everything. But yeah, it's nice too to have a solid recovery point on this truck that I now trust too, with the shackle brackets and the shackles themselves. So I totally trust that. It's boxed in, it's doubled up, it's tripled up. It's just hella tough. It's cool. So yeah, excited to get this thing out in the brush and hopefully not get it stuck. Maybe get some other things unstuck. We'll see. This little tank's pretty heavy. Probably me the one's getting stuck, but now I've got peace of mind. I got something to help me get unstuck and help me get out. Yeah. Engineered vintage goat bumper, guys. The front of your truck needs one. The 6th annual 67 to 72 beach party that I put on is just right around the bend, just a couple weeks away. So it's cool to have this thing with this new facelift with the bumper. I even went and played around a little bit back here and cleaned up the bed, pressure washed it, dug out some of the mud and crud, all the junk, This wood has been in this thing since 1981. Monty always stored this truck in the barn, you know, every night. This thing did not really sit outside. It got used hard during the day outside, but it went inside at night, inside the barn. So this wood actually stayed really good. And I even noticed since I bought it last year, it was starting to deteriorate and dry up pretty good because it does not sit inside under my ownership. So I cleaned it up and kind of sanded it down a little bit, threw a quick coat of stain and linseed oil over it. Yeah, got it looking a little bit better and hopefully holding up to the weather a little bit better too. So getting this old girl ready for the big party. She's even worthy of a little bit of love and care. I think I'm gonna have to opt for one of Ben's aluminum fabricated grills next for this old beater. Might be the next upgrade. Not that it's worthy of that either, but darn it, that'd be pretty cool to have the whole engineered vintage front fascia on it. It's already got half with the goat bumper. So Ben makes aluminum fabricated grills for the 71 and 72 trucks. So basically this whole inner piece is replaced with a aluminum, you know, replica of what this looks like, that fills the hole, looks the part, and is 10 times as strong. No more brittle plastic falling apart, or you're no more worrying about leaning on it or any of that stuff. And he sells them raw in a kind of machined finish, powder coated or polished as well. And they all look great. And so I'm gonna have to get one of those, I think, here for the old flatbed, and be repping the engineered vintage on the whole front. But yeah, no, guys, check out Ben's website, engineeredvintage.com. He sells, obviously, the goat winch bumpers, the behind bumper winch mount, like we just put on Darren's K20, the aluminum fabricated grills I was just blabbing on about there, and many other cool products for these trucks. So yeah, engineeredvintage.com, guys, check it out. If you feel need, get a goat bumper for your truck, man. You will not regret it. They are sweet. Just love that look. It is. Hope you guys enjoyed the video of this install of the engineered vintage goat bumper I put here on the flatbed. Check out Ben's website. I'll leave a link below in the bio and go see what he's got to offer for these trucks. He's got tons of cool stuff. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, more 67 to 72 content soon.